everybody, this is Kevin back with Inspiring How You See That. So today we're back again with another exciting segment, and we like to talk about some of the things that we're working on, behind the scenes, some of the things you guys don't see that we don't post on socials or videos. There's a lot of items that we do work on throughout the year, so sometimes you may not see us post a lot of videos due to the fact that we are working on other things behind the scenes. We wanted to share this exciting, inspirational storyline about a book, and this book was created. It was a story by my dad, and I put a little bit of a spin on the book, and we'll talk about some of everybody that kind of helped throughout creating this book. So this is called A New Friend Comes to the Farm, and we're just going to kind of cover a little bit about the book, and that way if you have kids or you're wanting to purchase the book for a library or a school, you kind of know a little bit about the book and how the storyline became. So, of course, this is about one duck that did come to the farm, and my dad named him Henry. And basically, we don't have really a farm at my parents' house, and it was modeled around the farm. I wanted to put a little bit of an exciting spin on the book, but the story is true about the duck kind of getting lost, and it was a duck that shouldn't even have been around this area where they do reside, and the duck landed and it came to this pond that of course my dad I started the pond, but then my dad finished it and built everything, all the decking, everything within the pond. So this is kind of cool. So I want to show you what the duck looked like. This is the duck here. This is Henry. And we'll talk about the other duck in later books that did come into the picture. So be watching out for that book. This book was written in 2024. We do have another follow-up book coming out in 2025, which will be soon released. So be watching out for that book. We'll have all the links, all the information for this book in general, and then as the next books come up, they should pop up into your feed, or if you search for them, we will also have those. So this is an actual picture on the pond with the one duck. Henry was at the pond for quite some time before the other one came, and as I mentioned, we'll talk about that other duck into a future video, kind of talking about the next book. And the second book after this one, we'll do the same thing. So that way you guys kind of know a little bit of the storyline. So this is kind of some of the drawings, some of the rough sketches that we had done, and I just wasn't too happy with that, these sketches. And this is another sketch of, the different colorings of the duck, and I just was not, happy with that. I showed it to my parents. I had many, people review the duck in general to try to make it a little more kid-friendly. But what was great is I went online and found a site that houses artists, illustrators, creators all over the world. And I had, interviewed 15 different artists to come up with some really, really cool ducks and some drawings. And this is one. I'm not going to go into all the ones that I had, reviewed or got pictures of. This is our main artist, which is Yana. And Yana, we'll have her link down below too if you guys are looking for an artist. She's a great artist and did a great job, and is going to continue working on this book in general, and is, of course, working, as I mentioned, on the second book. So these are some of the sketches within the duck for, for the book. This is some Henry sketches that she had come up with. We had spoke and went back and forth and created some ideas, and I told her kind of what I was looking for. And you'll see the differences of the ducks, and 1 through 4, went through everything, kind of picked out everything. And then, of course, you saw where Henry right here came up. So this is a color, and this is the girl duck, which will be in future books, so be watching out for that. It's a pretty exciting story, pretty cool story. We'll keep carrying that on. There'll probably be 5 books in general, and maybe more. It all depends on what input we get back from kids and families, and see what happens from there. So in the story, there's also a dog, and the dog is, of course, our dog at the house. His name was Buddy, and it was kind of a funny story. Was is I brought the dog home when I was a younger kid, and it was abandoned down by the railroad tracks down by our parents' house, and I brought the dog home, and it we of course all fell in love with this, the dog and everything, and it was our companion for years. But I put the dog into this story to kind of talk about it because Buddy did pass, and the book kind of gets into that a little bit more. So this was a color picture of Buddy, and this was how it come about. So there was many other dog pictures that were created, and this was the one, of course, I chose that is closest to Buddy and more kind of, wouldn't call it full cartoonish, but I like to have that kind of happy cartoon feel for these children's books. This is what I really like. So this is what we picked, and then we get into the farmer. Of course, I worked on a farm. My uncle's farm, but my dad, our parents' house isn't a farm, but this was kind of modeled around that. So we created these three different farmers and tried to model it, somewhat around my dad. My dad, like myself, we always wore hats. Not too many, of course, straw hats like this, but always a hat. So you'll see in some of the books there's a hat on the farmer, and then sometimes a straw hat. So we kind of mix it up a little bit. But as we went through the farmers and kind of chose the farmer that I liked, and it was this one. This was the different hairstyles and kind of ideas that Yena had, and these were great ideas. And we went through and picked these. So this was a full color drawing of Farmer Ron, and so that's how that come about. And this is, talking to you about the kind of the end conclusion of the book, and to be watching out for more adventures. But we wanted to share with you a little bit about the book, kind of how it came about, and you'll see, of course, my dad's name in the front. Some of the editors, we had some other editing help in the second book, and we definitely encourage you to take a look at this book. We've gotten great feedback about the book from kids and families, and we really do appreciate that. But I want to share with you too as well the up and coming book, to just kind of give you a little bit of a teaser on what the book's going to look like. So this is the end conclusion of the book. Braughler Books is one of the publishers of the book. They're great. David there is great. So if you're ever wanting to publish a book, look into them. We'll also have their link below. But this is the back of the book. So that way you have a little bit of an idea, about you see the dock area for the walk out to the pond is almost similar to my parents' pond. And that's usually what they would do, is sit out, and feed the fish and the ducks at night. This is the next book that's going to be coming out this year, 2025. This is When Henry Meets Chuckles, and this is a pretty cool story. This is a story that my dad had talked about, and again, I put a little bit of a spin on it, and we had some help out from many people out there kind of giving us some input in regards to the drawings, the pictures, and my wife also helped out in regards to some of the writing, some of the tips within the book for the book in general. So this is Chuckles. This is the family. So I wanted to show you guys and give you a quick teaser what it looks like, and have you, excited about this next book as much as we are. This was the family. This is what kind of Yena had come up with, drew it. We went through several different items, as far as drawings, just like in the previous book, picked out some, and these are the ones that we picked. And this is them in color. Again, this is the conclusion for this book, When a New Friend Comes to the Farm. And the next one will be talking about Henry and Chuckles, which is pretty cool. So we hope you guys enjoy this segment, and kind of wanted to put a little bit of a different spin on things. And we'll see you guys on the next one.